Welcome to the Overboy Show. This is Antonio from No Marks Allowed, and let's get straight into it. Those Rocky boos came to Rocky cheers, because once The Rock got on that microphone and got on that guitar, it was a wrap. He destroyed Cody Rhodes. And I know you guys all seen the promo. It's hard to vote against The Rock as a heel. Just like MJF. Like MJF is so good on the mic, it's hard to root against heel MJF. It was even crazy when MJF was a face. And Rock, he's an original face, but some people say The Rock was untouchable as a heel. So when he got on the mic, even the hometown hero, John Morant, got astray. And I was like, damn, this is one of the defining moments. And I'm just wondering if Cody finished the story, would The Rock be like, okay, as the board of directors, I help Cody finish the story. I'm done. Would Roman be like, well, I held the title for almost 4 years. I'm done. I'm going to go to Hollywood right with The Rock. And then the bloodline will be reduced to Solo, Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman. Now, they said Tama Tonga might be signing with AEW or WWE. Somebody said WWE. So will Tama Tonga take Roman's place? And then you have Tama Tonga, Solo Sakai, and Jimmy Uso, led by Paul Heyman, the Wiseman. That version of the bloodline. If Cody's finishes his story, the bloodline can look completely different if the bloodline lets Cody finish his story. And I don't want it to end because this Rock and bloodline thing is getting too good. I mean, this is almost better than Sami Zayn with the bloodline. Sami Zayn with the bloodline will go down in history as the bloodline's best run, unless Roman can hold on to this title and extend it for a few months. Because I feel like if Cody Rhodes wins, this will change the whole look of the bloodline. The Rock might go back to Hollywood until next WrestleMania season. We won't see him on Raw or SmackDown. Roman Reigns, he might, take some more time off and see what his Hollywood game is like. And if Cody doesn't finish his story, where would he go for here? Will he go after Drew McIntyre or the winner of Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, their World Heavyweight Championship? Will he go after that title if he doesn't finish his story? And if Cody doesn't finish his story, will The Rock and Roman finally get that WrestleMania main event they wanted? If that happens, because I feel like Roman has a lot of challengers to go through if Cody Rhodes doesn't finish his story and never gets that title shot at all or for a long time. Randy Orton is back. Logan Paul, he seems like a viable contender. Seth Rollins, if he loses to Drew, will he climb up those rankings and try to get the belt? Eli Knight, would they give him another shot? I mean, WWE has a lot of good contenders and qualifiers to beat Roman Reigns if Cody Rhodes doesn't finish his story at WrestleMania. But yeah, I'm totally surprised where this blood thing is going because I thought it was for sure going to be The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. I mean, they were hyping that stuff so much, but Cody winning the Royal Rumble just made everything go left. And I feel like anything can happen in WWE. I mean, Cody Rhodes and Seth can win that match on night one, and the Bloodline loses on night one, and then it'll be no Bloodline. It'll be head up Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. And if Roman Reigns loses the title to Cody Rhodes 1-on-1, he can't go back to the tribe because Cody Rhodes, I mean, his work rate ain't that good, man. He has all the bells and whistles. Oh, he has the fans behind him, the story behind him, the family lineage behind him. But so does Roman Reigns. He's The Rock's cousin. If you let Cody beat you 1-on-1, you can't go back to the tribe. Or if it's bloodline rules and the bloodline does everything to help Roman Reigns win, and Roman Reigns still loses to Cody, you can't come back to the tribe. You stripped for the tribal chief for the rest of your life, man. So either way, all the pressure is on Roman Reigns. Ain't none of this pressure on Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes is playing with house money anyway. He can go after Seth Rollins' title if he doesn't finish his story at WrestleMania. Cody can finish his story at any time. Roman is still trying to break Hulk Hogan's record. So we would have to see what's going on with this story. I mean, and one thing I like to say, people always like to pop it and say, "Oh, Triple H wouldn't be anything if he wasn't fucking the owner's daughter, Stephanie McMahon." Excuse my language. But Roman wouldn't be anywhere if he wasn't The Rock's cousin. What you see now on SmackDown is the big payback for letting Roman dominate for 4 years because Roman is not that good of an in-ring wrestler. Like, he's really mediocre. Just like Cody Rhodes. You got one of the biggest main events in WrestleMania with two mediocre in-ring talents. It's not about the wrestling match. It's it's about what's going on around the wrestling match. When you see Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns wrestle, it's not going to be a one-on-one with nobody interfering like Cena and Roman Reigns. It's going to be somebody running in to help Roman, somebody running in to help Seth, and whoever takes advantage of that interference or the backup that comes to the ring is going to win the match. It's not going to be whoever is the better wrestler, Roman or Cody, because no one really cares. It's all about the storyline. So Roman Reigns wouldn't be where he's at if it wasn't for The Rock. If you want to say Triple H wouldn't be where he's at if he wasn't married to Stephanie McMahon. It's the same thing. The only reason Roman has kept that title belt for so long is because of what you're seeing right here. The Rock making the crowd go wild, bringing WWE back after Vince McMahon made an embarrassment out of himself, getting a Netflix deal after they failed on Fox and got canceled from Fox. This is why Roman Reigns dominated for so long in the WWE, because they wanted The Rock to come back. The Rock had forgot about WWE for a long time. So how can they get on The Rock's good side? Push Roman Reigns to Heaven's Gate. Push him to the moon. And that's exactly what they did. He's a 98 on WWE 2K Live. He's not even the best wrestler, but he's been undefeated for over 3.5 years. So they got to make him look better than what he is. He's by far not WWE's best worker by a long shot. But when you undefeated, he got a high-ass 2K rating, which is 98. But yeah, I feel like, it's a lot that's just having fans' minds boggling the sheets, the smarks, or just wondering how WrestleMania 40 is going to turn out.
When you get in that goddamn shower, hit the bar of soap. Put a little water on it and rub it all underneath your armpits, around your balls, and your fucking asshole, would you, you smelly prick? Here's a tube of toothpaste. What you do is you pour some of this out on a little toothbrush and you scrub them fucking gimmicks in your mouth. They're called teeth. Get all that yellow shit off of them. Your breath don't smell like a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Deodorant. It's a miracle worker. You put it under your fucking armpits. You get me? You fucking Viking? Last but not least, your trusty hairbrush. This thing does a goddamn wonders if you got the fucking hair. I ain't got no fucking hair.
Now, shout out to AEW. And we got what we expected. Boston, Massachusetts. And it didn't. You didn't have to be a rocket scientist to see that Sasha Banks or Mercedes Veronado was going to premiere at AEW Big Business in Boston. Tony Khan said it was going to be a great event, a big event in Boston. And Sasha Banks was already with New Japan, which is AEW's best friend, because Ring of Honor and New Japan is what brought wrestling back to life. Wrestling was in a bad state before the Young Bucks and New Japan and Ring of Honor got together. and started making great things happen. Then GCW came with the death matches and were mixing their 2 cents in it, and it just made wrestling better as a whole. It wasn't until WWE had the Bloodline with the Usos join Roman Reigns, and then they had, Judgment Day. They put Finn Balor with, Edge. It started getting a little bit better, but wrestling got better with New Japan and AEW's working relationship. And Sasha left WWE. It was the good thing for her because WWE wasn't looking at her as a main event of night one type girl or a main event of a pay-per-view type girl. Bianca took that spot from her. Then you still had Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Then Rhea Ripley. That was their four horsemen: Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. Sasha was on the outside looking in on that, and despite Sasha Banks doing everything she could to try to get back on the top of that totem pole, WWE didn't look at her the same way. You know what I mean? So Sasha Banks went to New Japan, and now she's in AEW as CEO Mercedes Varanato. And WWE, quit being petty. Give Sasha Banks her name. You know what I mean? You got us calling Sasha Banks by her government. CEO Mercedes Varanato. No matter how much I love AEW, I'm not calling Brian Danielson and Sasha Banks, by their government name. I'm still having trouble saying Brian Danielson. When I talk about Brian Danielson, I usually say Daniel Bryan. I'm surprised I even said Brian Danielson. But that's much easier to remember than Mercedes Varanato. You don't have a lot of people saying uh you don't have a lot of people saying Sasha Banks or CEO. But she was the boss in WWE. She can't even use the boss no more. She gotta be the CEO. Come on, WWE. But Sasha Banks had an emotional promo in front of her hometown in Boston. And then she took no time at all as far as getting back into action and making her presence felt. She helped Willow fend off, Julia Hart and her goons after they tried to jump Willow Nightingale after she won against Rio. So AEW has a strong women's division. I don't think it's better than WWE's women's division on paper or um in ring. WWE just got a great women's division. They keep making innovative, storylines and pushing people at the right time. Like Bayley getting jumped by Judgment Day after she won the Royal Rumble is just gold. That's gold. And much as I love Sasha, I can't say AEW has a better women division than WWE because they don't. You got Charlotte, you got Becky, you got Rhea, you got Bianca Belair, then you got Tiffany Stratton, you got Naomi back, you got Io Shirai, you got Dakota Kai, then you got NXT. Nikita Lyons is so lit. I can't wait till she get back to WWE's main roster or make it to WWE's main roster, I should say. But you also got Jade Cargill waiting in the works. So I don't know why people just say stupid shit that's not true. AEW's women's division is not better than WWE's women's division on paper or on in the ring. It's just not. Tiffany Stratton, I think she's new. She looks good and she's improving. A lot of people try to say she tried to get kicked out her first try, which is kind of mean. And it's the same mean shit that fans say about Jade Cargill is why Jade Cargill is not on TV. Once these smarts keep saying, oh, she's forgetting shit, she's doing this. She was undefeated in AEW for 64 matches. And even though fans said what they had to say, Jade looked good. You know what I mean? You got to just put her out there and let her, you know, face the fire. You just can't expect her to be perfect. She can only learn from her mistakes in ring. You know what I mean? You can't put her in NXT in front of 400 people in Orlando after she's been in front of a big crowd. Or you can't have her in alone. You're going to have to put her in the ring with these superstars on Raw or SmackDown one day. Anyway, you see what I'm saying? So if Tiffany Stratton or whatever her name can be in matches, Jade Cargill can. But Sasha, I mean, I think she can do wonders for AEW, and AEW doesn't have the best women's division because where's Thunder Rosa? Where's Britt Baker? I mean, who else did they have on their roster? Nyla Rose, she's not there. There's so many people on AEW's women's division that's missing in action. Like Britt Baker had a historical Wrestler of the Year run with her title. I mean, Thunder Rosa couldn't match that. So you cannot say AEW has the best women's division when they don't garner no interest from men fans. WWE women's division garner interest from male fans. I don't never hear no male fans talk about AEW's women division. Those matches in the women division are usually bathroom breaks. But when Jay was there, it wasn't. When Britt Baker was a championship, it wasn't. Like, y'all gotta quit saying stupid shit. I mean, Sasha is a big part of AEW and everything. She's a huge star, and I'm glad to see that Sasha is happy, but AEW's women division is not better than WWE's women division. Quit saying that shit because it's just not true. Now, you can have an opinion and say, if you just like AEW's, you know, women's division better than WWE because you're sick of WWE's women's division, but you really can't say you're sick of it because WWE has been putting new people on the top. Who has the title now? Rhea Ripley, who is kind of new. But you also got Io Shirai that still have the belt. It ain't the same champions like Bayley, Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch already said it's not the same people. They're giving new people shots at the title, and Io Shirai had it a long time. So AEW does have a good women's roster, but it's in no comparison to WWE's women's roster. Quit saying that dumb shit. But congratulations to Sasha Banks. And I just feel like, AEW is back. And I hope Matt Jackson or Nick Jackson or somebody else is taking some of the booking duties from Tony Khan because it has gotten a lot better. Now, I want to talk about AEW. And like I said before, thank God Matt and Nick Jackson is back on their shit because they put Okada in the elite. That surprised me. I thought, business is business. Our best friend Kitty is your rival. So we're going to bring you in and get this money together. But not replacing Okada. You replaced Kenny Omega with Okada? That's crazy. And Kenny Omega is injured, and I can see why the Young Bucks said, you ain't call us or nothing. We know you're injured, but call us, let us know what's happening. And they fired him. So I think the VPs, Matt and Nick, is doing what they feel like they have to do. Like AEW was kind of weak and it was getting garbage. So now they like one of those bosses that think we got to be mean and show them we not playing. They ask to be out the door if they don't step their game up. And that's what they did to Kenny Omega, and they put AEW's roster on notice. We firing Kenny Omega and we bringing Okada in. We brung Ospreay in, but we also got Okada. And shout out to Eddie Kingston. He beat Daniel Bryan, or should I say Bryan Danielson. I'm getting better with that. And Bryan Danielson shook his hand, but now he's biting off more than he could chew. He already tried to beat the Young Bucks with Moxley, and it didn't happen. Now he trying to do it with Pac and Penta, and that shit ain't gonna happen. Leave the elite alone, Eddie Kingston. You're not built for that. You built for brawling. The Young Bucks are good technical wrestlers, and Okada will clothesline your fat neck off. You just not on their level. So leave the elite alone. Go do a brawl with John Moxley or something, because the elite is not playing with you, Eddie Kingston. But even, Edge feud with Christian Cage is awesome. Then you got the women's division, Mercedes Veronado coming back. I'm just gonna start saying CEO because that's too many syllables. Or Sasha Banks, man. I'm gonna have to get used to saying Sasha Banks' government name, but she's a superstar, so I'm gonna get it right. CEO Mercedes Veronado. Gotta get that shit right. And then you got Willow Nightingale, who's setting herself up for big things with a match with Julia Hart. So, I mean, Julia Hart has the backup of the House of Black. So, that's going to be crazy. Like, she'll always have to watch her back. But I feel like Willow can do this. Willow been wrestling a long time, and I feel like that Willow, you can be a nice person and win wrestling matches. You don't have to be cutthroat. You know what I mean? To get to the top. And that's what Willow represents. She represents hard work and doing things the right way. Nice guys finish last, but maybe that's not true for nice women. So let's see if Willow Nightingale can get that TBS title, because some great wrestlers had it. Jade Cargill. Is it the TBS title? Jade Cargill, Julia Hart, Chris Statlander. Like, now Willow can stamp her name in AEW history if she can beat Julia Hart for that title. And it'll be good for the nice people. It can show you that you don't gotta be cutthroat to win. But yeah, AEW is back. WWE is on fire. So is AEW. And I hate to say the market shit in the world, because my brand is no marks allowed. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. And it really is a great time to be a wrestling fan. But a lot of y'all cats were saying that shit where it was only one good wrestling promotion at a time. Now, I don't cover Impact or GCW like I want to. I'm going to try to get some guests on the show and interview them about Impact and GCW, but I heard those promotions are doing very well too. I just want to know, what AEW is on fire. I might have to give Tony Khan a couple of dollars. I'm gonna see these last few weeks of Dynamite and Collision if they doing that roll up bullshit. I haven't seen the roll up in a while on AEW TV, so I gave Tony Khan another chance. And I've been impressed and I've been enjoying it. So shout out to AEW, man. Y'all back.